Hey everybody, it's me again, Dr. Brummel, and today I want to take a closer look at the lyrics and the video of the new song Down the Road by Ren and Chris Webby. In that constellation they go by the name Inpatient, which to be precise includes the producer JP, also known as JP on the track. Chris and JP have been working together for over 10 years now and have produced over 150 tracks together. First of all, I will pause every now and then to give my comments and talk about what I noticed. If you want to hear the full song without interruptions, go to Ren's or Chris' channel and listen to it there. And when you are on one of these channels, don't forget to like the song and subscribe the channel, which you can of course do with my video and channel as well. I won't dive deep into the lyrics, vocals, music or filming. A lot of other reactors have already done that quite well. I will just show where there are references to other songs and videos by Ren. And I will only talk about reference to Ren stuff. I can't rule out that there are references to Chris Webby as well, but I must admit that I don't know his music catalog well enough to recognize them. Sorry. But enough talking, let's go to the song.
I took my possession
Down the road,
all that I own,
down the road,
to set out at night time,
down the road,
down the road,
down the road,
and with God as my witness,
down the road,
there stood a man,
down the road,
dressed in the shadows,
down the road,
with blood on his face.
down the road.
Okay, let's have a look at the intro. First of all, dang, what impressive vocals. When I first heard the teaser of the song, I was already blown away, and I told all my friends to listen to that crazy performance. Jesus. Okay, the intro. I just want to mention two details I liked before I look at the references. So cool that we get the red color when Ren sings with blood on his hands. And as Chris Webby has the role of the devil in this song, it's genius that we hear him the first time in the backing vocals here.
With blood on his face.
Down the road,
Now to the references. The first line is, "And with God as my witness." A similar line can be found in Lost All Faith. Let's have a listen.
And make believe and play pretend, God's my witness at the end. With God as my witness, I walk through the valley of the shadow of sickness.
And the second one is, "With blood on his hands," which reminded me of Blood-Stained Hands, Milk or Poor Land's udder in Vincent's tale Starry Night.
In the PM, there'll be bodies in the gutter. Blood-stained hands, milk up poor land's udder.
Not exactly the same, but to me it was remarkable. Okay, let's continue with the first verse.
There was something so familiar about it. A certain kind of aura pouring all around him. Looking fresh to death, his suit, it was astounding. I caught his eye and then I felt like I was drowning.
down the road,
Standing at a crossroad and the dull glow of the lit bowl flickered silently, quietly tiptoed down the long road, and the man spoke to me quite excitedly. "Hello, dear fellow." And he tipped his hat and he smiled invitingly. Who knows why you felt this, but I felt like someone lit a fire in me. Burning, I felt my stomach turning, I turned and I tried to find the word
Great
in
guitar.
concerned, and the feeling disconcerting. It's strange, but I felt this weird yearning, a craving for something that was urging me over, and then to start conversing. I reached out my hand, he took it during. He leaned in and said something disturbing.
Let's have a look at the lyrics. First we have the line, "I caught his eye and then I felt like I was drowning," which to me is clearly a reference to Sick Boy.
Drown, sucker, drown, sucker, drown, sucker, drown.
The image of somebody drowning or falling appears in several of Ren's songs and videos. I'll get back to that in a moment. And we have the line, "The dull glow of the lit bulbs flicker." Might be unintentional, but I immediately had to think of Professor Percy Price.
You, sir, would you imprison or jail a lamp simply for flickering? No, of course not. It would be preposterous, it would be absurd. You would simply acquire a new bulb.
And there is, "I felt my stomach churning." A line like that can be found in at least 3 songs. Suicide, For Joe and Seven Sins. Here's the intro from For Joe.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup.
And hear the line in Seven Sins.
Have you ever felt pain? Stomach wrenching, unrelenting. Tell me, have you ever felt pain?
And the imagery that comes with that line reminds me of this scene in Illis of Our Time.
I don't feel so well. I don't feel so well. I don't feel so well.
Let's look at both images. The similarities are quite obvious, I think. As mentioned above, we have images of a drowning or falling figure in the video. First one with the line, I caught his eye and then I felt like I was drowning. And the second one with concerned and a feeling disconcerting. And sorry for being premature, the two lower images appear later in the song. Remarkable to me is that such scenes appear in more than Ren's videos. The feeling of falling or drowning seems to be a recurring experience for him. We already had the example from Sick Boy, but we can find images like that in several other songs. In the background you can see some snippets from Ready for You, Heretic, Crucify Your Culture, Diazepam, Ocean and Eden. Now let's have a look at the second verse.
All I gotta know is your desires. Is it fame or fortune you aspire? To get up out this life that you've been living. Follow me, I'll walk you through the fire. I got every type of flavor in. You should see the budget of the catering. I don't wanna come off as a salesman, but I got the taste that you've been savoring. Let your pain go, let the flames grow. I'll read every thought that's on your mind. Cause I know you got a name, so why don't you just write it on this line? Here I got a pen and everything. Who needs a wedding ring? I offer the divine. I don't think you fully understand, but I promise that you will in time, so just make a choice.
Let's look at the lyrics again. First line I want to talk about is I'll walk you through the fire, which refers to High Ren and Crutch. Let's first look at High Ren.
I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire or stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong.
And here's Crutch.
I'll walk with you, my love, into the fires of hell if it would ease the burning.
Here the line is sung by Bibi. And there's the line, I don't want to come off as a salesman, which lets me think of the track Pain Salesman from Prof and Ren. And that's all for the second verse. Next we have Ren singing the short bridge.
So I stood frozen at the crossroads of time, took hold of his paper and I leant down to sign.
I see no references in the bridge, but I want to mention one detail in the lyrics I love. And that's the wording of the line, and I leant down to sign. He doesn't simply sign the contract, he leans down to do it. That sounds so subservient, so humiliating, as if he's bowing down. And I would like to take a short excursion into the story that Ren and Chris tell. It's the old story of a musician signing a contract with the devil to become famous. In this case, with the two independent artists Ren and Chris Webby, I think it's obvious that the devil is the music industry. This story has its roots in the song Crossroad Blues by Robert Johnson, released in 1937. But that song doesn't talk about a deal with the devil. It's about someone being stuck at a crossroad in the middle of the night. At a dangerous, unfamiliar place he is trying to flag a ride, meaning to hitchhike. The myth of the deal with the devil is more associated with the blues guitar player Tommy Johnson. The story of the deal was allegedly first told by his brother Liddell Johnson. It was later attributed to Robert Johnson, who had nothing to do with it. By the way, in the film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?, there's a short episode where the protagonists pick up a man called Tommy Johnson who claims that he just sold his soul to the devil to become a great guitar player. But the film I actually wanted to talk about is Crossroads. Crossroads also involves the story of a musician who makes a deal with the devil, in this case the blues harp player Willie Brown. The young guitarist Eugene searches for Brown to learn the blues from him. Willie Brown reluctantly agrees to teach him, but he has one condition. Eugene must take him to the crossroad where he once made the deal with the devil. At the crossroad they meet Legbar, the man with whom Willie made the deal. He now calls himself Scratch. And here's another detail I love. The chosen names are absolutely brilliant. Legbar is a so-called Loa in voodoo, a kind of spirit or saint. He is the guardian of Crossroads and the mediator between humans in the spiritual world. And Old Scratch, or Mr. Scratch, is a nickname for the devil. And by the way, in traditional Christian interpretations, Lucifer is often seen as the leader of music or worship before his fall. The film Crossroads culminates in Eugene having to win a guitar duel to get Willie's soul back. In the duel, Eugene must face Jack Butler, aka Steve Vai. By the way, the guitars you hear from Eugene and Jack in the film are both played by Steve Vai. Here's a little snippet from the duel. And why am I telling all this? Because of the similarities I see in Down the Road. At first I see the evil grin of Scratch or Legbar in the film and the one of the devil in the music video. The next one might be coincidence, but when I watched Crossroads again I noticed the similarity between the glasses. It doesn't quite fit because in the film Willie wears the glasses and in the video it's the devil. But at least I noticed it. And finally, the guitar battle in Crossroads versus Ren's guitar solo in Down the Road. I see both as the climax of the film and the video. For sure, Ren's guitar solo is not a battle, but I think both are key moments. Willie gets his soul back in the film and Ren loses his soul in the video. And now the final verse by Chris Webby.
I still remember back where I was from. The morning sun. See, I had ideas, but they said they're too grand, so they casted me out without reason or doubt. Now there's blood on my hands. See, I've been that one with the silver tongue. Yeah, they say I'm falling, but never run, following the calling. I've been all in with the barrel of a loaded gun, aimed at the masses, at their masses. Yeah, the darkness gon' get you. You can say a prayer if it helps you. That cross won't protect you from the light, bringing lost angel. Shit, I only came to entertain you, but since we made ourselves a deal, you gon' be my fucking puppet till it breaks you. I'ma chain you to the ground, I'll enslave you. Look around, ain't nobody coming here to save you. I'ma take you way down, cause yeah, I know I've been around, but still I got some shit to prove, and I don't really give a fuck how it's gotta happen, but just know that you got a fucking deal with the devil written. So shut up and listen to play me some blues, and just know the choice that you made today will be the last thing that you ever choose.
In the last verse we have some lyric and video references. The first one is fittingly from Eden. Webby is the devil in Down the Road. He is Lucifer, the fallen angel, the morning star. In the lyrics we have, "See, I was the favorite, the morning sun," and we have a similar line in Eden as well.
All but for one, the once called bringer of light, Lucifer, morning star.
And the line, "See, I've been the one with the silver tongue," has an equivalent in Illis of Our Time.
Blessed with the silver tongue, chest with an iron lung.
And the imagery of "I'ma chain you to the ground" made me think of a scene in Slaughterhouse, where Ren is literally chained to the ground. I took the right picture from the behind the scenes video. And to the next line, "I'll enslave you, look around," there's a similar scene in Illis of Our Time as well, where Ren is tied up just like in the video. And here we finally have the great guitar solo by Ren that I just talked about. So shut up and listen or play me some blues. Dang it, what a great solo. So great, the guitar solo. I wish it was longer. Nobody likes the end of an awesome solo. By the way, the piano on this track was also played by Ren. And Ren said in the interview with Knox Hill that this track was written and recorded within 24 hours. Crazy. And finally, a big shout out to lyricvids.com, who made the great animations in the video. I really love this style. And that's it, Renegades. Hope you enjoyed the video and maybe you saw something you haven't noticed before. Feel free to leave a comment and a like. And if you like this video, check out my other content. It's not much yet, but I'm working on changing that. Next I want to create a brass cover of Instigator, like I already did for Children of the Moon. Check that out. In the description you'll find some links to sources I used and to the interview with Knox if you want to look into it. And if you haven't already, go to Ren and Chris Webby's channel, subscribe and watch their videos. It's really worth it. And that's it. So long, your Dr. Brommel.